Hi guys, this is our second key theme of the developmental area, and we are looking at moral development. So the first thing is, what is morality? Have a think about how you could define it, or know if people do or do not have any morals. Pause the video. So the definition is the principles of how individuals ought to treat one another with respect to justice, others' welfare and rights. So it's basically doing the right thing, isn't it? And being kind to other people. And what we kind of know is that we all are what we call amoral. We don't have any morals when we are born, and therefore we learn, or one of the theories is we learn our morality through experiences. Okay. Slightly off topic a little bit, and some of you may have touched on this in criminology. In most parts of the UK, apart from Scotland, you are legally, morally responsible for your actions at 10 years old, so you can be charged with any crime. Okay, what do you think about this? Is that right? Is it a bit young? Is it a bit old? Surely you know what's right from wrong at 7, 8. I don't know. Look, there's no right answer. I personally think it should be a bit higher, but those of you who know about the James Bulger case, they were 9 and 10. So interesting idea. Ask your family, ask your parents about what age you guys knew right from wrong. Might be interesting. Do you know now? Okay, so these are just some comparisons of other countries. They change it all around the world. I've never been able to find any like kind of cultural aspect or anything. Just different countries have different ideas. Okay, about when we are morally responsible. What is important for the study is that you understand how we test for morality. Okay, so what we use are things like called moral dilemmas. So what I've got is some examples. These aren't on the study, these are just interesting ones that I found that you might be able to relate to, and have a think about what you would do and why. And that's really important here in the dilemmas. We kind of get your answer, like yes or no, would you or wouldn't you, but we find out why. You have to explain why. So do that for me. So pause them after each one. So that's number one. Pause the video. This is number two. Pause the video. This is number three. Pause the video. So what I'd like you to do now is to summarize the theories of morality and the kind of theory behind Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So we're going to be looking at Freud's ideas, learning, and something called cognitive theory and schemas. Okay, summarize. If you write more than a page here, you've done too much. Okay, so this study kind of helped Kohlberg come up with his own theory of moral development. Um, he extended Piaget's ideas, and those of you doing child psychology, we'll look at some Piaget theory next year in child psychology. And it's this idea that in like the 60s and 70s, we like to structure everything in psychology. So there's models, so you go through stage 1, stage 2, and you kind of go down like a list of what you should be able to do. Piaget is hugely influential in the national curriculum, and we'll do more on him, like I say, next year. Okay, and so what Kohlberg did was kind of provide a systematic 6-stage approach to the morals that you develop. So you start at number one, and you kind of work your way through, and you end up somewhere. Okay, and he argued that this proceeds from like being selfish, avoiding punishment, to being good for society, and then massively ethical principles. But you're going to do some work in a minute. Okay, so first things first. YouTube search Kohlberg's 6-stage moral development and get the Sprout Schools one. I think there's millions of Kohlberg theories. I like this one. It makes sense to me. The example they use is really good. Watch the whole video because they kind of explain what Kohlberg did in his study to make up his theory, which we need to know for next session. Okay, so pause the video and find out. So the main part of today, okay, is using the video you just watched, you can go back, the booklet, and the next slide, and I want you to summarize Kohlberg's theory. So you need to know what the 3 levels are called: pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional, and what they kind of mean. What's the idea behind them? You need to know what the names of the 6 stages are. Look, there's loads of disagreement about what the names are called because people have just tweaked them. I don't care. It's the key terms about them. Okay. I actually quite like the videos ones. But the most important bit is kind of like the motivation of the 6 stages. Okay. So what kind of how does it explain behavior? What someone in that level of development, what are they thinking? Okay, that's really important. Okay, do this any way you want. You guys are incredibly creative. I would just do a boring table, but that's my boring brain. So do it any way you want. Okay, like I have to be honest, I don't think you'll 100% all of you will get this completely, but the idea is that you kind of work through these stages and your morality becomes more and more complex, from selfishness to being like doing what you should do, and then actually sometimes being ethical is actually doing some bad things maybe. Okay. So yeah, so that's what I want you to do. Take your time, do it well. Okay, there is more, not really loads more to do, but there is more. Okay, so click on. So this is a little handout I would have kind of given you to help explain some of what the child thinking in some of the dilemmas. Okay, and what they actually said in his study. So that might help as well to include. Okay, right. As it stands, I'm recording this on Wednesday, the 27th of May. 10:08 in the morning. Been up for 3 hours doing some schoolwork. Woo! We look like we'll be coming back to college week beginning Monday, the 8th of June. June. When did we get to June? So the plan, like I say, as it stands, is Mondays we'll do background. It's going to be a remote lesson for everyone. Okay, so I'll give you the background and pre-reading to do for the study and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll have our lesson during the week. Okay, whenever that is, I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll sort it out. Okay, so in that lesson we'll go through the background, and depending on how big it is, how long, we'll go through the study, make sure you understand it. We'll do the evaluation, we'll do all that linking stuff, but then your homework will be to complete your study summaries and to do your kind of exam questions. Okay, and then I'll mark them when they're in, and then kind of give feedback on a remote lesson. Okay, so what is important, you need to do the work when I ask you to do it. This, like, the whole system will break down. Okay, you need to really just get on with it. Okay, I know some of you can't come in, some of you won't come in, and we'll just sort it out, so it's no worries. Okay, but the scary thing means we've got lots of work to do this week. Okay, lots of work for this to we've got to get to a certain place, because we need to finish the next booklet, and we just haven't finished this booklet yet. We will by the end of the week. Next study simple, so lots to do. So get some time. You've got lots of it in theory. Okay, again, yell if you've got any questions. I think I've waffled there a little bit. Don't worry, we'll sort it all out. We'll be fine. Yeah. See you soon. Bye.